Welcome to Trapping Inc. I'm Rich. Today's show, we're going to be chasing after fishing marten. There's going to be a little bit of the setting up. There was a lot of tree cutting this year. We had a very extended period of it setting up because of warm weather. So we had snow, didn't have snow, had snow, didn't have snow, went on and on and on. But one of the things that I need every year is a new batch of my lure. You've watched me make my lure in the past. At least I think I put it on before. I must have. I've told everybody about it. It was really simple. It was just a couple of very basic ingredients. I used Vaseline as a base, and I would add some jam, whatever jam was left over in the fridge. Usually raspberry, strawberry, it seems it gets to be left over. I like some anise oil. You know, this anise oil is important. It has that licorice smell. It seems to be a great attractant. And then, of course, the good stuff. I think this is from my buddy over in Saskatchewan, Ryan Demchinsky. It's pure quill. And that is the most important part. Even just in that bag a little bit helps. So what I always had to do before when I did my Vaseline, because Vaseline doesn't mix with nothing, I'd have to heat it. Basically, I was infusing it. So I'd have to heat it up, and then I'd mix in my jam, my anise oil, and my skunk. And then I'd have to keep mixing it as it cooled in order to, otherwise it would separate apart. It would suspend, it wouldn't be any good to me. But Vaseline also has another problem with it, and that is where it takes and seals up. It will encapsulate, it'll get a crust on it. And you know, you go up there and you can't smell nothing, you just brush against that Vaseline goblet's there, and boom, the smell is back out again. So I wanted to try something different. A friend of mine from Alaska mentioned this, and it's called Super Lube. It is a food grade grease lubricant, you know, like a multi-purpose food grade lubricant. And he said, you know, it's got no smell, no taste, you know, I mean, you can use it around where it can come in contact with food, so give it a try. And I thought, okay. So it's pretty simple. I just get to throw it into the bucket, throw in, I don't know, cup of that. I'll throw in this, this is rhubarb ginger jam. I'm going to throw that in, throw this in, and the good stuff. And I use lots of good stuff. To do this here, at least an ounce, maybe even more, just because I want it strong. I don't mess around with the cold and everything else. You start out really, really strong and obnoxious, and in a day it's pretty mild. So you want to go at it at good. Here's something I want to point out. I've always used one of Sandy's canning jars for pickles or for jam or whatever, and they have these two-part lids on them. Now, the reason I use them is because you can continually tighten them down, and you never strip this ring out, whereas sometimes if you use these actual jam jars and that'll strip out on you. But I discovered something new, because this is always a pain in the butt, and this will get glued down on top of here by my lure, and I got to try and peel it off. And look at this. This is made by the Ball Company, and it's called leak proof, and it's resealable over and over and over again. Woohoo! Gonna try a new one here. All right, gloves on. Let's get her mixed up, and I'll show you the end results. Just stirring here now.
Trapping is the cornerstone that Canada was built on. Brave and sometimes crazy men and women, fueled by the lucrative fur trade, explored and mapped our great nation. Hundreds of years have passed since then, but trapping still remains vibrant, strong, and steeped in the ancient traditions. The fur bearers still follow the old paths and live as dictated by thousands of years of instinct. Fur only gets prime in the harsh temperatures of winter, and trappers must respect and prepare for the weather. Trapping's past is firmly rooted in history, but today, the gear and techniques have changed. Canada is still known for the best wild fur in the world, and today our pelts are sold on the global market. Our community is large, and our numbers are growing. We are trappers. This is what we do and where we belong. Join us in our adventures. Welcome to Trapping Inc., the face of today's trapper. There you have it. Mixes up so easy. I don't have to heat it and melt the Vaseline. It's really quick to make. This doesn't have a lot of red in it. Usually it ends up really red because I use strawberry or raspberry jam. I don't know that that makes any difference. I mean, this is marmalade. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Let's get to some trapping.
Well, are we just about ready or what?
You don't look like you're ready.
Nope.
It's a wet day. You're going to need more than the moccasins and leggings.
Yeah. No, that's okay. I got all my gear in the cabin.
Well, I got a bunch of boxes banged together yesterday.
Excellent.
3 dozen. That should cover this year and next year, but...
Well, we always have trouble with squirrels and sometimes bears.
Yeah.
So you never know what we're going to need out there, but it's good to have some extras, and we can... this rig just hauls it so effortlessly.
Oh, I'm going to throw a half a dozen in with this because you know how I always drag you out here in July and August when it's dry and we clean everything up? Then we come back in October and we clean it again?
Yep.
I thought we'd do it all at once this time.
You know, I'd rather go on an adventure than clean lines twice.
Good enough. Come on along with us.
Trapping Inc. is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Argo Extreme vehicles conquer any season, any terrain. See all the new models at your nearest dealer. Argo, go anywhere. Range Road Enterprises understands hard work and the value of a buck. Our products work as hard as you do. See our full line of firewood processors, sawmills, and more at your nearest dealer. Midland Radio helps you stay in touch in the wild. Check out the new X-Talkers at your nearest dealer. Communication for every adventure. Take your best to the best. J. Marten Taxidermy. Recreating the memories of your hunt with precision, passion, and pride.
I confess I didn't think there was a tree big enough here for them to land on our trail, but they managed to find the one.
They worked at it, I'll tell you.
Wow. Look at how they've ate this off. That is amazing. Started to chew it off, gonna haul a piece away and didn't, but they have ate it right down. I would guess that they're pretty hungry. I would guess.
I would guess it could be a real tough winter for them.
Well, yeah, like I think these ones make it a lot on the cattail roots and that, but there's not a lot of cattails this year.
No.
Not that they can get at once it freezes. There's just a tiny little food raft here.
Yeah.
Well, they created more work for us anyway.
Oh well.
This box has spent the last 3 years back over in here in the kind of thick, dark timber. And every year when I set up my line again, I always assess, have they caught anything, have they not? I have a lot that don't catch anything. Too many to move them all every year, but this year I've been moving some. And this is one of them that's getting moved. Sandy's always biased towards putting them out in the sunshine. I don't know whether that's because she wants to sit here and have lunch or or what it is, but she likes them out in the sunshine. And there is some, you know, some argument that of course your meat might thaw a little bit more, smell a little bit more. Your lure might stay softer and smell more too. All right, the eternal argument on how you put a trap in. A lot of people like to have the trigger, the dog in that back to the tree. I don't. The reason being is that they're coming up that tree, and when he goes to climb through that trap, he's going to use the trap jaws as something to hold on to as he goes up into that box. So he takes and he'll grab here. He'll slide his head up around beside it because he won't trip it right away. It's when his next shoulder comes through
that he actually trips the trap, and that's how you get those great suitcase catches. So this is where my tree goes, and this is up. That's simple.
Wind's a bit chilly on the back of the neck.
Is it? Had to put toque back on?
I had to put my toque and my hood on.
Wow. You love the flavor roasted over fire.
Some people would tell you that it's not a gourmet meal.
I've had people tell me that they've never been hungry enough to eat Spam.
No, and then they've never been hungry.
I've been hungry enough that fricasseed skunk arsehole looked good.
Start making crap, but
But if I'm gonna screw around, you're gonna eat. Yes. Okay, here's another one of those situations, right? Where you got to know your trap line, and you gotta pay attention to what the animals are telling you. I have a lynx pen right there, and that lynx pen, I followed a lynx track down off this rise, right to it in the dark. I believe it was last season. Showed it all live as it was going. It was really cool. But I'd had Fisher come through here. This box was actually back up here, probably 500 yards, 400 yards, up on a ridge in between low spots, but never caught nothing. So this year I moved it here, and you can see how hard I worked at it. There was just a log broke off here that I took and stuck it on. It's just leaning here against it all. And what do we got? On an overnight soak, we end up with a Fisher. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think another female.
wow.
That's 2 in a row on females. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that crazy to see them wet from rain this time of year, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Overnight. I would have never bet money on this. Getting pretty good at this. As I smash my finger on the next one. Ouch! There. There we go. Whew. I didn't think I'd have to do that many. Look at her. Look at her.
Wow.
3 different patches of white on her. This is an old reliable. Absolutely, but it got a new box this year. The old box was just 8 to pieces and had to be replaced, but here we go.
So it wasn't about the box, I guess.
No, it wasn't. It's a poplar. I mean, it's rougher so they can climb it, but then I added this pole for them, and it just made it that much easier for them to get up here. Still warm, still no problems with taking them out. They're not froze in. There we go. Small. Small. Oh, it's a male. I thought, so it's a juvenile, very small.
Mm-hmm.
Meat's still in there. Just resetting. We're on our road again. It's strange because, you know, there's lots of times when you have weather like this that you don't catch nothing. And that's because, you know, they don't need you. I mean, it's easy for them to find mice and everything else, so I don't know whether we're being especially lucky or if the populations are way up or what's going on. There we go. But I'll take them.
Trapping Inc. is brought to you by these fine sponsors. At Old Smokes, we slow roast our coffee over a fire, making it smooth, flavorful, and memorable. You can order our smoked coffee online. Crafted coffee for the courageous. Southland Trailer Corporation makes a trailer for any job. Southland Trailer, behind you all the way. Why trust your hunt to anything less than the best? Carl Zeiss Sport Optics. Confidence in the toughest conditions. High quality hunting and spectacular trophies create memories of a lifetime. Let Guy Swart from Wild Horizon help you plan your dream African safari.
So here we are. And there's where we've been. A lot of water left here since last weekend, but
This is the place you love to hate.
I don't like this place.
You winched up over this last weekend.
I did, yeah. The water was higher.
Well, you can see the height.
Yeah, you can see how high the water was, but
And the ice would carry us. Now we're in the muck and the ice.
yep. So just before you go anywhere, just let me get set up over here.
Anywhere in there should probably do, huh? Are you gonna dip right up over top?
Yeah.
Just needed a little hand getting up over that built up ice there. That looks pretty cool, huh?
Yep.
See what we got?
I know.
A mink.
Yep.
We get half of our mink a year this way in our marten and fisher boxes. Like easy, half of them. They climb the tree, and if there was ever a general survivor, man, it's the mink. He can do everything. But you know what? We had a bunch of mink in Top Lot this year.
I saw those come in the mail.
Yeah. It was nice to see. It was nice to see a bit of an auction happen again with fur harvesters. Oh, there was somebody with them.
Oh.
Or somebody since. I need some bait. Oh, another, no, male. Male mink. Not a super big one, but pretty. Oh, yeah.
Nice white chin on them.
Yeah, they always have that, don't they?
That's neat.
A little bigger one. New box this year, but this is a good productive place.
Oh, good that you remembered those.
Look at this stuff. Isn't that cool? As it bounces around in the Argo and that, it constantly forms itself into a ball. So it keeps it keeps the jar pretty dang clean. It's really easy to work with. It never got too cold for it at all. And it was a good year. We used a lot. You know, like, I mean, there was an entire pint used right there. So I use a lot of lure. It's way easier to make than the Vaseline. There's no heat involved. There's no mixing anything up or worrying about it separating. You know, sometimes with the Vaseline, if it got warm, you know, if I happened to, it ended up inside the shop and got warm, it would thaw and separate, and then you'd have to stir it all back together again. It was easier that way. Did it hold smell any better? I don't think so. And here's what my whole thoughts on it was that it didn't seal off, okay? It didn't get a crust on it, it didn't seal off like the Vaseline would do, but it just, all the smell bled out of it. So 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Just for the ease of use, this has been a winner for me, and we had a great year, great check, so looks like maybe Marmalade works. Hope you had a good day. We sure had a good time bringing it to you. Maybe we'll see you down the line.
Do you have a question? Would you like more interaction? You can connect with us and all our social media sites from our website at trappinginc.com.